Everyone on YouTube is pushing scalping indicators, flashing arrows, secret signals, buy here, sell there. But let me tell you something, that's not real trading. That's just noise. Can it work? Yes, but it can lose a lot of the time. I don't scalp and I never will. I think that scalping is one of the worst ways to trade, especially if you're a person that has a full-time job. My strategy, it's 10 times better. It's more predictable and it has longevity. It's lower stress and it's actually built to grow your accounts. Now let me show you why. In this video, I'm going to break down the problem that I have with scalping, especially that one indicator that everybody's using that just doesn't work over a long period of time. So if we come over to my chart, we can see here that we have Tesla. Now, to me, scalping focuses on one specific thing. I've seen good programs out there about scalping. Do not get me wrong. There's one individual who teaches scalping and he is truly a master at it, but not everybody follows that. It's very complicated, it's convoluted, and you have to be extremely dedicated to it to make it work. To me, scalping follows one thing, and that's price action. If you follow price action exclusively, you're not going to do well. Now, let me explain price action. If you have a stock, this is Tesla, for example, and the stock price is at 414.76 and it starts going up and it's at 417.66, the next 15-minute candle, it's even higher, 419.30. What is the layman person saying? Well, they're saying, well, the stock price is going up, therefore I'm going to buy, and I'm going to catch a little bit of it. Now, what happened on this next candle? It pulled right back down. Do people have the emotional fortitude to sit and see a stock price come down? They know nothing else that's going on. All they know is that the stock price went from 412.90 at one point to 419, $8 gain, came back down, and they were in it. They don't know why they were in it. They were in it because the price was going up. Do they have the fortitude to keep waiting for it to run up to 420, 421? No, not usually. That's my problem with scalping. Scalping just chases price action unless you're doing it the right way. There is a better way to do this. There's a much simpler way to do this. You can use two solid indicators and learn some candlesticks, and you're going to do very well. It's not going to be a scalp, but you actually might catch this entire run from 412 to 421. Let's get into what I look for. So again, we're looking at Tesla. Let's zoom right here just so we can explain the chart. So this is one specific day. Now, when you're day trading, and I'm liking this to scalping because it's happening intraday. This right here between, you can see kind of this orange shadowing and this blue shadowing over here. This area right in here, in between, this is intraday right here. So this is one single day. This is the 9:30 candle, 9:45, 10 o'clock, so on and so forth, 3:45 in the afternoon, 4 p.m. market closes. This is all of it in between. What we're doing, if you've watched any of my other videos, we are going from our daily chart or our weekly chart, seeing this is one specific candle, and we're taking a magnifying glass and we're zooming in, and that's what's happening here. Now, I wasn't correlating it to the exact candle, but I'm showing you one candle over here equals a bunch of candles over here throughout the day. Now, we know what we're looking at. What are we looking for? Well, it goes back to the two things that I constantly talk about, volume and trend. If you have volume and trend, you're going to do very well. If you follow those over a long period of time, I'm not saying this is going to work on one single trade that you try. I'm saying that if you do this for a 10, 20 year period, even a 1 to 5 year period, you're going to do very well. But you got to follow the system. You cannot just follow the price action. So let's look at this. Because we had, let's pretend we were following price action here. Okay. The stock market opens. We open the day right here. We move, actually what happened first, we open the day right here, stock price moves down, you go to sell it short, right? Well, the stock is going down, why wouldn't you short it? Well, automatically it runs back up and it closes the day, that closes the 15-minute period right here. It opens and it just keeps running on you. Yay, we're going long, right? And then what happened? It closed all the way down here. This is in a 30-minute window, your stock price is fluctuating up and down. Now, if you're a scalper and you're just chasing price action, and I should stop saying scalper, if you're a person that just chases price action, how are you going to do in that period? You don't know which way is up. You don't know which way is down. You don't know why stocks are moving up, why stocks are moving down. I can tell you that in that first 30 minutes of the market, You have options trades overnight settling. You have shares settling. You have all of this stuff going on and settling. You have repo markets settling. That's why you have these crazy fluctuations. That's not the time to be chasing stock price. Now, later in the day, later in the morning, we started to have this really nice run. And what did you notice about this down here? It wasn't zigzagging all over the place. We finally started to creep up into this area. There is an area where you have the highest probability to make money, and that's called the sweet spot. You have the highest probability to make money above this red line, between 80%, which is this red line, and 100%, which is obviously the top. And when you're going short, you're below 20% and 0. That's when you have the highest probability to make money. In this specific example right now, we're going to talk about going long. We are waiting for our red and yellow lines, our percent K and D, these are our trend lines, to move over into that 80% area, the area that gives us the highest probability to make money. Remember, notice what I said there. I'm not saying the guarantee to make money, the highest probability. If you are going to trade long-term, you have to accept that you are going to lose money. Not every trade is going to work out for you. If anybody ever says that every trade is going to work out for you, run the other direction because it's not possible. This is all about probabilities. It's a buyer and seller's market. It's like if you go and negotiate at a car dealership. Somebody's going to win, somebody's going to lose. That's just how it works here. You have to accept that you're going to lose sometimes. But we're giving ourselves the highest probability to win. So trend is in our favor. Great. Let's put a check mark there. Next thing that we look for, volume. Volume is what drives the stock market. It's what drives your car forward. If you don't have gas in your car, you're not moving. If you are trying to push a boulder up a hill, let me go to my rowboat example. I like this one better. If you're in a boat like this and you have all these people in this boat and you're rowing and everybody's rowing in every direction. These people are going in this direction. These people are this direction. These people are this direction. What's going to happen? Well, your boat's going to spin in circles and you're not going to go anywhere, right? But if everybody is rowing in the same direction like this, where's the boat going to go? The boat's going to go in that direction. It's going to move very well. If everybody's rowing in the same direction, meaning that all of the people that are in this stock are buying, the stock price is going to go higher. And not all, the majority. The stock price is going to go higher. Conversely, when you're going in this direction, people are still rowing in the same direction. It's going to go down. It's going to favor you to the downside. So all of these little things put together, your trend, your volume, come to a head when you need to decide, okay, now when do I buy? There's your two indicators. Here's your trend. Here's your volume. The next thing you're looking for is the engulfing candlestick. You notice here, we have different candles throughout. We have some that are kind of small. We have some that are kind of big. We have some that are green. We have some that have this big block on top and have a long wick on the bottom. We have some that have a block on the bottom and a wick on the top. What does all of that mean? There's different things that it means. And as I showed you in this first example, stock price started here, came down, rebounded back up, closed the day or closed the candle up here. So this is where the stock price started and it closed up here. What is this wick? It means that the stock price got to that low, but it rebounded back. Same thing in this direction. Stock price started here, it ran to the top, it came back down, it ended up closing the candle between there. At some point, it was up in this area, but people weren't rowing in the same direction. There was a mismatch. The boat started spinning and the stock price started coming down. This is how volume works. This is how volume can correlate to candlesticks. So we're looking for full-bodied candles that take out the previous day. Not every candle is, even if you look at this candle right here, every candle is more likely than not going to have a wick. See that little nick right on the top? There's a wick on this thing. Right on the bottom, very small, but there's a wick. It's probably a penny. But there's usually always a wick. It's very rare that you're going to find a candle that doesn't have any type of wick on it. So even a wick like this, you have a very full-bodied candle, a little bit of a wick. But what's the most important thing? The candle is larger and taking out the high price of the previous one. It's taking out the high price of this candle right here, this previous 15-minute candle. So this candle is taking out this candle. It's taking out the high of the day. It's fuller bodied. It's moving. So if we look at that, we say, this is our entry candle. Now, when do you exit? It's a great question. Do you exit right here? Would you have exited here because the price came down? No. This is where people do not understand that they can make more money than it looks like. And this is why you don't follow price action. Price action can be the death of many traders. And people say, well, trading doesn't work. Well, trading doesn't work if you just follow one specific thing. But if we look at this and say, okay, we entered here, we had good volume coming in, our trend was great, red line on top of yellow, above 80%. We had an engulfing candle, cool. Now we're moving forward. What happened during this candle? Did we get some selling coming in? Yes, we did. Stock price pulled back a little bit. But let's look at the trend. If you trust the trend, you're going to do very well. Did the trend at any point tell us to exit this thing? Did red drop below yellow? Did we start to creep below this 80% line right here? No, we didn't. And this is where it's so important. Trust the trend. The trend is your friend. This is where people exit and will say, oh man, I left a lot of profits on the table. So let's say that we entered here at let's call it 417. Let's just use a whole number of 417. At that point, it was engulfing above this one, moving on, okay? Where would we exit? Well, we can use a couple of clues to look when to exit. Your trend line starts to converge with yellow. That's one thing, meaning that it's possible that the trend is going to start to reverse, right? And as that's starting to happen, what do you notice about the volume? The volume is actually decreasing. We're starting to get less and less volume. Is it gone? No. Is it still good? Yes, it's still good. But we're starting to get this slowdown in volume, right? It's starting to get lower and lower. And our candles are starting to get smaller and smaller. This candle is obviously smaller than this one. This candle is smaller than this one. This one is almost non-existent. And we're starting to get some selling volume coming in. Correlated with our red line rolling over yellow. Notice here, our red line did not roll over yellow, but here, our red line didn't roll over yellow. That's where you take your exit. That's where you make your profits. I don't know what the price is, 420.65, let's call it. Pretty good run in a matter of 30 or 40 minutes from 417 to 420.35 or whatever I said. It's a pretty good run. This is just one example of how you can make a day trade. If I just zoom this chart out, I can probably find more intraday. Here was a little nice run that happened. You could have made some money. And I'm just showing you because here's a beautiful day coming down. It's the opposite. So if we look at this one coming down, we're looking at red below 20%, find your engulfing candlestick, run it down. The beauty of finding these volatile stocks such as Tesla is that you can always find ways to make money above 20%. Good buying volume coming in, engulfing candlesticks running. As soon as this thing rotates under yellow, you go ahead and exit your stock. Very, very simple. If we look at something a little more boring, like an Abercrombie and Fitch, not as well known of a stock, look, you have these runs that happen throughout the day. This is much safer than just chasing price action. You have something to go by. You have a trend to go by. You have a volume to go by. All of these give you context clues of how you can make money and how this is better than scalping. So these couple examples here are from previous trades. Obviously, I'm Monday morning quarterbacking this, but this is the way to show what is happening. You can see the development occurring. Now, we do live streams 3 to 4 times a week. And Bailey, who leads a lot of the live streams, he day trades for a living. This is literally what he does at this point. He found this channel, he started day trading, and this is what he does. So he is constantly going through showing you the live trades that are happening. And that is so much better than these examples. You're eventually going to see when he gets in a trade and he exits a trade, he did exactly what I told you, but you can see it developing in real time. That is a very, very important thing to see, especially if you're new or if you've been trading for a long time, kind of lose your way. It's a great reminder. Just take it back to the basics. There's nothing flashy about this. It's just about being consistent. So I would encourage you to join our Patreon. Click the link in the description below. Give it a shot for a month. Give it a shot for 2 months. If this is something that you have wanted to try for a long time. Some people say, they're 50 years old, 60 years old. I wish I would have day traded. It's never too late. This is a skill that you can use for the rest of your life. This is a skill that you can use for the rest of your life. And you don't have to do this full time. That's not my goal here. If this is a hobby that you want to take up, great. If this is a supplemental income that you want to do, great. If this is a career that you want to take and you want to replace what you're currently doing, great. This is for everybody out there. So I just walked you through a couple of examples of how to use trend, how to use volume, how to use engulfing candlesticks to make a consistent profit. But if your goal is to make, let's say, $1,000 day trading per day, you need more than just these examples. You need a full blueprint. And in the next video, I lay out everything that you need to know in a simple, clear, and actionable way. Click the video on your screen right now and let's take your trading to the next level.